are things looking for the match against Fulham? Tim came off against Leeds, a hamstring problem. Is he okay or not?
Yeah, no, we had picked up a few injuries yesterday. One with Tim, he felt a little bit in the warm-up and tried to give it a go in the game, and he just wasn't quite right. So we'll wait and see what the scan says, but we think he'll be out for a small period of time. Wesley Fofana will assess. He came off for a tactical reason, but it ended up he'd felt something in his hamstring as well. So we'll just see where that's at over the next 24 hours.
The injuries seem to be piling up a bit. I mean, you've obviously got Wilfred Ndidi and Jamie Vardy out at the moment as well. Is it a concern, the number of knocks you're getting?
Well, I think it's one. We're hopeful that Jamie towards the weekend won't be too far away, which will be great news for us. So that's what we anticipate. It won't be too much longer after that. I think it's just the nature of it this season, and if you look through all the teams, all the squads, how compact the games are, the intensity of the games, it is very, very difficult for players. You know, I think the players have been amazing in terms of the level of performances that they've been given, considering the intensity of the games and how close they are together. So it's just going to be something that you have to cope with this season.
Joe, how do you reflect on the match against Leeds, having been in front but ended up losing?
Yeah, we were disappointed to lose. Of course, it was a game where it was we'd started well in the game, like you said, and then they come into it. We give away soft goals from our perspective, and then in the second half we were a bit tighter, and there wasn't too many chances. We had as many chances as them, but they took the chances. So I think in our first game against Leeds, we dealt very well with it, with a unique style that we were playing against, and then yesterday. Not so. So we ended up losing the game. But the one thing I know for absolute sure with my players is that we've been defined this season on some of the setbacks that we've had. You only need to, we look at when we lost against Everton at home. We went the next game and we produced a fantastic performance away at Tottenham. We've had other games, leading into Arsenal. Where Arsenal away, where we'd lost, and then I think it was Villa, and then we won that game. And there's been other games as well where I think it was Fulham when we lost, and then it was Sheffield United we won. So I'm very lucky here. I have a group of players that have great courage. They're very realistic, and like I say, we don't get too down about it. We're disappointed when we lose games, but the reaction for us to disappointments and setbacks is what makes this group. So it's exactly the same for our game on Wednesday. We've had a setback, disappointing result, but we'll regroup again, refocus, and then look to be as positive and have that energy back in the team again for Wednesday.
Sure. Finally, I want to ask you about Fulham. Just 2 wins all season. One of those was against you, of course, but do you sense they have enough, Scott Parker has enough to stay up this season? Yeah,
there's no doubt when I see them play and I see their game and the quality of the players that they have, then absolutely. I think they had a very good window in getting the types of players in that they got in, and then it took a little bit of time for them to mould together, but when I see the game and I see the pace in the team and I see their organisation, they've been unlucky in some results, but they're virtually in every single game that they play in. So yeah, they've got dangerous players, and I think that they'll get stronger in the second part of the season. So for us, we have to be ready for a very difficult game.
You talk about how well the team have responded to setbacks this season. I suppose this one's come at the end of that 7-match unbeaten run. Will it be exactly the same? Does it almost have a positive impact on them ahead of Fulham to reset and get back into a game as quickly as they are?
Yeah, well, like you say, our consistency level was very, very good. And like I say, the game yesterday, we could have easily got something from the game. and it was a game that's fairly straightforward to analyse in terms of the goals that we gave away and some of the chances that we missed. So that's the positive in it. But yeah, I said I look and I know, as I said, I know for a fact how we work here and the trust we have in our process, and that has always been that when we have had a setback, to look at it and then look to move on, and that is why we've been able to bounce back. Like I say, in some of these games where we have lost, we've gone on and got some fantastic performances and results. So we tend not to dwell on it so much. We'll refocus these next couple of days, and we look to then get back to win the next game.
And I know with Fulham, many people look at them as side in the bottom three. They've just drawn with West Brom as well. But you mentioned before the way they're starting to play, the way they're starting to adapt to the Premier League. This is a tougher test than what paper tells us, isn't it? Really, against them?
Yeah. I think if you only look at the league and see they're in the bottom three, then you'll think, okay, we're up in the top four. They're in the bottom three. It's an easy game. But anyone in our profession and working in the game knows that it's not the case. You look at Sheffield United the other week against Manchester United, so you have to go in and prepare for every game. There's going to be a tough game, and we recognise that, having played them before and lost. So we're going to have to be at our best again to get a good result.
Are you expecting a sort of similar game against Fulham in their style compared to that kind of basketball style of play that Leeds play?
Yeah, no, it's totally it's a different game. I think the uniqueness of Leeds' style, with that man-marking game, there's no other team in the Premier League plays that way. So, and that sometimes is a big change for the players actually when they go into the game. So this game will be totally different. They have got good strength, they've got good pace and counter-attack. Fulham, so no, it'll be a different game.